If aliens attack tomorrow, okay. Here we go. I'm sending U.S. linebacker corps to the front lines. People that big shouldn't be able to move like that. Okay, I think we're good. For those who just joined in, there's only so much we can talk about. There was the media period, and then there was the period afterwards, which they can't speak on, which is interesting. I feel you guys gypped. There's going to be news from the fans that were there. They didn't get the same rules.
Exactly. There you go. If you go to gatorsonline.com and you go to our message board on Swamp Talk, we've got some top secret stuff that has leaked out that I put right there in the forum for everybody to.
Can I read it now?
Read. Yeah, go ahead. It's not my information.
Which one do I need to pull up?
It's literally the thread that says top secret stuff.
All right.
It's not so secret though.
Okay. Let me read it now.
Go for it.
All right. Reports of DJ Lagway's demise has been greatly exaggerated. Mark Twain.
Those weren't my reports, by the way.
I know. This is Astute Alligator, by the way. DJ only threw in the 7v7 proportion and sat out 11v11, but man, he looked sharp. Touch, accuracy, vision, all there. He'll be ready. The drop after Lagway is severe. Uh-oh. Right now, it's clear they have Warner pegged as number 2, but the delta between Warner, Bailey, and Jones is minimal. Hopefully, Jones can come on as strong as he gets more reps, but there is no plan B here, folks. Oh, no. Zach. That's not good. This is Stu Gator.
There's a bunch of other great stuff. That's like the worst part.
I'll keep going. Trey looked every bit of an alpha at wide receiver, explosive at 3 levels and ready for a breakout if he can stay healthy. Tank has had a really good practice as well, which is great.
Hey, real quick, Shelton, while you read that, I'm gonna reconnect real quick to see if I can get on a better Wi-Fi.
Okay, fair enough.
You go ahead and bless the people real quick.
I'll keep blessing the people. Spent a lot of time watching the lines today, particularly the D line. Our edge depth is elite. The top guys were all disruptive when they wanted to be, but they're being preserved for the most part. Sapp moved inside a good bit, which I think makes sense. DT depth. All great stuff. Jaden Woods was unreal. You still there? Oh, no, he's out. He's gone. Jaden Woods was unreal. When I tell you he was in the backfield on every play, he was in the backfield on literally every play. He had a 3-play sequence where he chased down a backside run, then bull rush Barber into the quarterback, then cooked the right tackle on a speed rush. Special talent. That reminds me of George Gumb's interview about him, just saying like he's just a quiet, just assassin, essentially. Living up to it.
He's a different dude.
This is not reported by Zach Alvarez, by the way. The other guy I was really impressed with on the D-line were Mabachu and Brown. Tavarius Brown. Is that, I don't know if you can confirm that.
Well, there's no other Brown on the defensive line.
I just want to make sure because I've been hooting and hollering about Tavarius Brown. The guy's a monster.
No. We've been reporting about him too at Gators Online. He's definitely going to factor into that D-line rotation.
I was just going because of his sheer size from last year. I was like, this guy was a physical freak. Like you could just tell that he was a monster.
Well, the picture leaked out of him from summer workouts where he looks like unbelievable. He doesn't look like a 300-pound guy.
Yeah, he's like Gums 2.0, but on the inside. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like a visual guy. If you look like you're going to eat somebody for lunch, you're probably going to eat somebody for lunch.
Probably are.
Yeah, I've been dialed in with that. Mamachu played inside and outside and showed great ability to bull rush and throw off. So he was, I don't know if you can confirm this, going out to the edge? Is that what he's saying?
I would say the tweets that you're reading are pretty accurate.
Okay. He's going to be a dude by next year, if not sooner. Dude, Astute Gator. Shout out to Astute Alligator.
Oh, he's spot on. Shout out to Astute Alligator. Like, yo. I'm going to get those pages over at Gators Online, though.
This is what's crazy is like.
All these tweets in one place. You can just come to our message board.
Yeah, I feel bad for, like, it kind of sucks for you guys because, like, you knew this was going to happen. Like, crazy.
Hey, I was prepared. I was ready for any videos that hit the social media stratosphere or any things like this. He
gave a full-blown spiel. We're not even close to being done.
No, yeah, it's a lot. Like maybe don't steal all of his thunder. Shout out to Astute Alligator, but like, yeah.
I don't even know. I've seen him before a couple of times, but I don't even look. Go give him a follow. Clearly, the guy's an insider. Yeah. We should have a Astute on.
He's clearly subscribed to Florida Victorious.
Yeah. A few guys I was expecting didn't show out as much, detailed that a bit more on the FV board, but overall,
There you
this is a
go.
top shelf D line. I think it has a chance to be the best we've seen in the early Mac days. That's McElwain. Or no, Muschamp or Mac?
Yes.
McElwain. McElwain.
Mac.
Oh, I love this. The left side of the O-line is going to maul people in the run game. When Slaughter, Harris, and Barber all get together, one side it's a freight train. Oh my gosh. What a description. Look, I think that's exciting. I want to hear about the right side. The O-line was much better run blocking than in pass pro, but some of that was on the backup quarterbacks. Oh, bad to the back news again. Bad news again. We'll get back to you. We'll save this for a little bit because this is. I mean, this is.
Hey man, I know. I got to give the people what they want. Like I can't say nothing, but that guy's firing from the hip.
I mean, I love it. I love that you were ready to rock and roll here. Anything else on here?
I think that last post that he had was pretty good.
Overall, I really think this team's passed to the eye test. That one.
Yeah.
Especially in the trenches. Unsurprisingly, the ceiling is going to come down to number 2 being out there leading the troops. If he is, this is a playoff caliber roster. My goodness. I don't know who Astute Alligator is, but I feel like I've seen their tweets before. I would say they're on the modest side of things, right? Like I could be wrong there.
Yeah, he's
but
not sunshine pumping on there.
Yeah, I feel like he keeps it pretty realistic and from what I've seen before. Again, we all have or she. Well, the Gator's wearing a top hat and dressed like a dude, so that's why I'm making the assumption here.
But you just never know. There could be a she Astute Alligator out there.
Yeah. All right, so look, I think that's fantastic. All great things. Let's see if we can play ping pong here. What of that you saw in the media part that supports Astute?
I mean, they're really talented at wide receiver.
Okay.
They've got a lot of dudes. Trey Wilson looks fantastic. Just from how he's bulked up. And then Dallas Wilson and J. Michael Sturtevant, their size is incredible. So DJ's going to have some dudes to throw to. That's for sure. You know, you got Aiden Mizell as well. There's a bunch of underclassmen, VB3, Tank Hawkins, Abrams, Montgomery, all these guys. Muiz was in a non-contact jersey, so we didn't get to see him. Khalil Jackson's non-contact as well. So I think those guys that I mentioned right now are going to be the guys that factor into the receiver rotation. I think that's one of the biggest position battles in training camp right now. I mentioned it earlier when I came on, Shelton, but I reported a new war room at Gators Online if people want to know maybe how things are shaking up at the wide receiver rotation, which was reported before the open practice today, just for the record.
Okay. I was going to ask about that rotation, if you had any insight on it too. That was going to be my next question. Can we not talk? Was it top secret?
Well, I had a predicted depth chart in the spring and right before fall camp, and right now it's wrong at receiver. I'll say that.
Okay. Interesting.
You could see the headline on there, but Florida's got 2 freshmen that are working with the starters.
I did see that
from everything that we've heard. Yeah, and that's,
so I'm assuming that's probably Willis and Montgomery, because I've heard and Montgomery looked like a freak. Is that wrong?
Montgomery is a guy that I definitely expect to get in the rotation, but Wilson is the guy that is obviously. I mean, you can tell since that spring game. Florida almost seems intentional about how they're, promoting him online. Let's just say that, it's clear that guy, oh yeah, 100%. So, I think on the defensive line, that's another big question mark. Not question mark, but it's just there's just some unproven players there, and that's where you lost 2 starters, and you've had some depth. Attrition, DeAndre Robinson, Stephon Shivers. So yeah. I think seeing some of the freshmen today that have bulked up, Brian Taylor has bulked up. I asked Ron Roberts at Media Day about the nose tackle position and if Florida has enough depth there and enough guys that they can play at that spot. And he totally brushed me off and was like, we don't have a depth issue there. So, and you could see today, seeing those guys go through drills just in the media period, like they've got plenty of guys that they can play inside. And their edge rushers as well, they get exotic
So
with
you
some of their
had
packages.
concerns, but after today, you feel better about it.
No, not at all. I have no concerns
Oh, you
today after today.
okay, but you did. That was a question mark.
I did like I was curious. Listen, man, when you're talking about playing nose tackle, you're usually ideally talking about a 320, 30-pound guy, like a bigger defensive lineman. And there's just not a lot of those Cam Jackson, Desmond Watson type players on the roster. Mekhi Barrow is, and he's in a non-contact jersey right now. Jamari Lyons is, and he's put on some weight this offseason, and he looks great. Like he's
good weight
coming off that surgery. Like he's not limited at all. He's in the same boat as Aaron Gates, who we can talk about too.
Yeah.
But just seeing the young guys that they have and the way that Brian Taylor's gotten bigger, like they've got plenty of guys that they can rotate and keep enough guys fresh and have a good D-line rotation after what I saw today.
And again, that's what they want to do. They want to be able to rotate a lot. And you wonder too, because after losing Deontay Robinson and Shivers, there was that question mark, that concern. And it was like a lot of people have to step up. But Florida didn't really
not so much Shivers, but it's just like
that was
one of the few like obvious nose tackles that they had on the roster, and now he's gone.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know how much he was going to contribute in the D-line rotation. It's just like those guys that are that big and that you can count on to play nose are not a dime a dozen.
Sure.
Like they don't grow on trees, you know. So when you don't have enough of them, you got to make sure that you develop enough depth there. And it seems like they've done that. And shout out to the strength staff and the nutrition staff. They've gotten these guys bigger, and I'm sure intentionally, so that they can play the interior of the defensive line this season.
And again, when they didn't really move, they had time. They lost Shivers and they lost Deontay Robinson. There was still the portal open. They really didn't seem to make any movements, and clearly they felt comfortable with who they had on the staff. And again, Brian Taylor was a big focus of theirs. I remember Tavarius Brown. I've been high on him. I was really excited to see what he was going to be able to do. So shout out again to Astute Alligator. Go ahead.
And if you didn't see this story at Gators Online, I got the biggest weight gains and losses that Florida had this summer and for the whole offseason. But
Okay.
just this summer, Brian Taylor added 16 pounds to get to 294. Jeremiah McLeod added 15 pounds to get to 294. Jamari Lyons added 10 pounds to get from 308 to 318. So they got those guys, all three of them, bigger, and those are the guys I think that they're going to count on inside.
In the right way, too. I feel like we can all agree that Tyler Miles understands how to put on the weight the proper way, not just, hey, the FSU diet, the Chick-fil-A sandwich with a side of Diet Coke and no pickles. So that's exciting to hear those guys put on that weight. I did see that somewhere. I think we talked about it a little bit. And Brian Taylor was one I did notice because he was coming in. Again, I think he's more of an edge guy when they brought him in initially and realized, like, hey, let's put on some weight. Let's move you onto the inside. And LJ.
That's correct.
LJ, I heard too, is looking more, because again, he always had the big body, but it was like kind of like a tweener. Like, should we, can he slide in? Can he slide out? What is he going to be? How did he look from your perspective of like, was he just edge ready?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely changed his body, and I don't necessarily know. Let me double check this. I don't necessarily know that you see it in his weight gain. I don't think that he
didn't put anything on crazy. I think it was just the transformation of work and toning up the right areas was the big thing.
Well, it was the story I wrote about this week, was really cool. Him, Cam James, and George Gumbs took up boxing
yeah.
this summer at the request of Mike Peterson. And, LJ to go from playing the F position to the jack position, which is their two edge positions.